Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am going to show you a look inside of my 34 build bank and all the progress I've made over the last 365 days. If you're new to the channel, my name is Edamoos. I play a lot of RuneScape as well as just cover games in general. I'm having a ton of fun with it. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate your time. Let's get right into it, shall we? Also, small disclaimer, I am getting over the holiday sickness, so if I sound a little wonky or gross, I apologize. First, starting off, let's take a look at the wealth evaluator. Currently, this is including my untradable wealth. If you look at the tradable wealth, I currently have 13.4 billion gold that I could actively just sell right now and have all that money available to me. And inside of my bank is 5.9 bill in total. And we're going to go through every single tab of my bank so you can have a look at what I have going on here. And I'm honestly super excited to show you guys because it's been a pretty big year for me. I don't think I've ever made so much progress in one singular year before. The keepsake box, because I have 3.4 bill in that alone in tradable wealth. And then if you go into untradable wealth now, the bank has 25.6 billion worth of things in there. And then the loot tab, and then you have the that's kind of crazy that the second tab, which is all my gear and stuff, that goes from 2.6 bill to 21.8 bill. It just goes to show how much money you end up, I guess, losing in a way when it comes to augmenting your things, because those are probably all my augmented gear and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of value here, and I want to go ahead and show you guys. Yeah, the keepsake box went up to 3.4 to 5 bill. That's crazy. All right, take a look at it right now, and I'm going to show you guys pretty much everything. There's going to be a full deep dive, a nice little colonoscopy of my whole account, and I want to show you guys what that's like, right? Because I don't know, it's kind of neat to see, take a look at someone's wardrobe and take a look at what's behind the curtain. So and I'm gonna give you a full disclaimer of how I've made my money over the years and stuff like that, and especially how I made so much money this year. This year's a very big outlier year in terms of the money I've made in the game, and we'll get into that right now. So this is my general loot tab. This loot tab is essentially everything from boss killing, some skill related stuff that I'll have them throw in here, or anything from Slayer. All those things will come into this tab, and a lot of times I don't sell everything. There's a very big time where I just kind of let everything accumulate, and eventually I'll maybe sell it, but a lot of these things have just accumulated over time. I have my death pile here. I have 2,717 dead friends in this top pile, but unfortunately that is not accurate because of the Halloween event and some other circumstances. I'm not really sure how I would be picking up more bones, but I accidentally have picked up bones that aren't exactly my friends. So I think I have about 780 last time I checked it. Then without the Halloween event, I had around 580 dead friends in this pile, and that's been a nice little death pile. I'm gonna let that keep piling up right there and see how many dead friends I can collect in the great year of our Lord 2026, baby. So right now we have a bunch of chewed bones. I need these for the Mithril full helm. I'm looking for that for Ultimate Slayer. A bunch of them mass pieces and stuff. I got a bunch of crystal armor things from the Edamu Slayer task that I have, and I currently have, by the way, so the Edamu drop rate, which you need for Ultimate Slayer. That bad boy is currently at 1 in 25,000 drop rate. I have not yet to obtain the Edamu's pet, and brother, look at this. Someone look at this. I'm at 41,000 kills at Edamu without this stupid pet, dude. I need my son back immediately. This is Finding Nemo but violent. And then I have a bunch of anima here. These are from what is it called, God Wars Dungeon 3, the Elder God Wars or something like that. We have a bunch of tropes from Zuck, and then I used to stack my Zero Morgo chest. I don't do that no more. I usually have maybe a stack of 10 to 20, and then I rip those bad boys open because I'm impatient. And then we have some slivers from the Zamorak Dungeon. I did my farm runs. I used to have the Starboom flowers, and I'm not gonna go through every single thing here. We got rows of alkables. We got a bunch of bones that I've collected over the time. I'm currently stacking up how many. I'm trying to finish off the Dagannoth King log, and I have 3,400 of these Dagannoth bones on me right now. I just keep them things on me, so I'm just waiting for a good time to finally finish up that log. I pushed it aside for right now, and I have 3,400 Dagannoth bones, and I've also accumulated and kept all the rings I've gotten from there. I think this in itself is around 220-ish mil around there, depending on the prices on the time of day. So that's kind of cool. I got a bunch of seeds. A lot of times I plant my own seeds and I sell the herbs because I either need these herbs or I'm going to end up selling them, and it's just more profit than trying to sell these things outright, right? And then Infernal Ashes, Searing Ashes, some stuff from Slayer, And then additionally, this is kind of, I need to clean up my bank, honestly, because there's a few things that have shifted over time. I used to try to have my bank organized where it was like the same length as mobile. So when you're on your mobile phone and when you're on your computer, the bank always looked the same. And for some reason, I fucked that up and I did not do the correct number of rows. And I just never changed it because it takes so long to organize your bank, especially when you have 1,590 things in here. It's kind of insane. I also need to expand this. I started the year with around like 1120, I think 1180 spaces this year, and I was able to get some bonds and bought those bonds to expand my bank, because those things are pretty expensive. I think it cost me like 7 bonds, when with the bonds are like 120 mil a pop. Someone do the math on that in the comments, let me know, because I have no idea. I can't do quick maths, but that was a lot of money, not gonna lie. And then got a bunch of seeds and stuff like that. I was actually stacking up these Imcando hatchet heads because I think it's really funny to keep getting these, because I know it took a lot of people a lot of time to get these. So I'm definitely just gonna keep stacking those bad boys up. It's pretty funny to stack those up. I like them. They're like very obscure. I like that. I have a bunch of stone spirits. I think the most expensive ones that I have are probably gonna end up being the Elder, the Eternal Magic Word spirits, and the Primal Stone spirits. Those are really, really good. Primals are fantastic. Pretty decent cash. I don't know where I get all these potions from, but I got them somehow. And then just the rest of these things from down here are going to be like the Elite Dungeon Relics and stuff like that that you get from like little common drops. These are really nice for alchemists, so I just can't kind of let them stack up to like, so I have like 200, 300 of each one, and I'll throw those bad boys in the alchemizer. Nice way to get some guaranteed cash. That way, if I ever need death costs or some death costs or need extra supplies, I can just go ahead and chuck those bad boys in there, which is quite nice. I have Tetra Compass pieces here. I'm not gonna lie, I've never made a Tetra Compass before, and the reason why for that is because like I am not gonna lie to y'all, I lamped my way all the way to 120 archaeology, and then when I wanted to get comp back, when I wanted to comp for the first time, I had to go through and do all the archaeology stuff. So I admittedly had no idea what Tetra Compasses were. I know there's some kind of clue scroll thing, but I should definitely knock those out. I'm going to be doing a lot more archaeology this year because I need to go. I'm going for trim, and I have to finish all the mysteries that come along with that. So I'm going to be knocking those out. I'm going to stack those up until I have all the mysteries done, and then we'll do one big video on like opening a bunch of Tetra Compasses, because I want to get myself a hero item, which is like Tony's Matic, Tavish fishing rod, or I don't know what the other ones are. Hazelmere Signet Ring. Those are nice little things. I like collecting random shit, as you'll see around this video, but it's kind of neat. I have some pheromones from Araxi. I got Dragonfire feet things from the Rune Dragons. I'm currently hunting my Ketsi outfit, which is a rare drop from Rune Dragons, and I'm trying to get the full outfit because why not? I have a very weird hyperfixation on killing dragons, and I want to get that done. I like 9,800 Rune Dragons right now, and I have 3 pieces. A big spoon on that one. I know people have gotten like 10,000, 12,000 with only getting 1 scroll piece, and I got 3 and sub 10,000, which is amazing. I'll take this spoon somewhere. And then we have some Araxi pieces that are sitting in my bank since like June of last year. It's insane. So I have a lot of things to do. I have to finish up the Araxi legs here, and then I have my very first obsidian. I wanted the placeholder. Okay, well, there goes the placeholder. I wanted to keep the obsidian blade there because I wanted to like see like my very first sword get built, and I just freaking lost the placeholder. Very unfortunate right there. I think again my Dagonoff rings and some hatchets. My blood showed. These are my blood necklace shards that you get from the beautiful Edemus, and I have gotten a total of 27 of these, and I only have 4 in the bank right now. Let's let them stack up. And then some miscellaneous things from here at the bottom. These things that kind of like end up in the bank. I got 54 Ignis Stones from Zuck, and then those are for doing a perfect run, and I think most of those are from hard mode as well. And yeah, that's mostly it. These are just all the loot tab. This one came out to, I think, was, what was it? What was the total value of that very first tab? The very first tab was 927 million in that total. And so let's take a look at tab 2. This is the big fat PVM tab. This is the one where I have like all my loadouts and all my gear and all my things. I really like how this is all set up, and I think I want to we'll talk about this one a little bit later because I'll spend the most time in this tab. Next one is like all my supplies. I have all my potions, all my blessed flask, 1,000 of the extra extremes. This is a mess. This is terrible, not gonna lie, because I can't find anything when it comes to doing this tab. It's disgusting, and I really wish that I really spent a little bit more time fixing this one up. It used to be really clean and organized, but over the years. I think I organized a bank like 3 years ago, and I just have not taken the time to clean it out. I think I will take care of that pretty soon and get that going. I might make a stream out of it. Be sure to check it out, twitch.tv, switch/editmoves, baby, or here on youtube.com. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to check out when I do some live streams. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, a lot of my favorite things in here really are my Elder Overload salves. These are fantastic. A lot of time I didn't end up using Elder Overload salves because I didn't want to spend the time or money for it. But for Slayer and for just like the quality of life of having every potion in one potion is very, very nice. I've been on a very big penance powder kick this year, where this essentially when you get hit in game or for something so like Slayer or like PVM, if you get hit, your prayer will regen a little bit of that. And these are pretty expensive to use, so I only use them when I know like I'll make my money back using them. So I don't use them that often, but when I do use them, I use them. And then I have weapon poisons in here as well. I use flask, and then I have a terrible habit of getting super Ceradomin blue flask, which is kind of stupid. I shouldn't be using these anymore because they're mad expensive. 101k versus 24k. I'm so like terrible with my money, but I always thought like, dude, a secured kill is better than a no kill. But there's a lot of kills where I don't even touch these things, so I could definitely just be using these regular blue flasks more. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to change the presets out for them. But that's pretty much this whole tab. I have like some torso seeds and shit. These sticks that I use for obscure things, like I think this is for weapon poison, that I use the fell stalks the most often because it's for the elite versions to spawn, and that's what I'm looking for when it comes to my Slayer grind. So I need the elite versions of things to spawn because they have better drop rates. Now this is my skilling tab. I was in this tab a lot this year when it came to going for 120 all, and that was a really fun time. I really enjoyed it, and it's kind of evolved over the years, and I think I could actually break down this bank tab a lot because I don't know how much I will be using it over the next year. I think I might be using it a little bit more, maybe, question mark, because with the added changes and updates that are coming to the game, I expect to be in this tab a little bit more than normal, because I'm not really a huge skiller, but I've slowly become more of that, and it's a ton of fun. I have all my master capes here, the ones that I like and care for. I don't care for runecrafting, don't care for mining. I do have a couple of these bad boys. I have an inverted master cape, which hopefully is going to be coming out in January 5th. I think it comes out pretty soon for the anniversary of the game, when the rest of the inverted capes, so I'll be excited to go ahead and take a look at those. I was really, really proud of this. I got myself the pickaxe of life and death and the hatchet of blight and bloom, and these bad boys are the best in slot skilling items that I can use. And the main reason why I wanted these things is for the future updates. That way I'm just prepared. On top of that, when I start doing Croesus more often or more skilling content, I want to make sure I have the best tools available for me. And woodcutting and mining are very pivotal skills and very pillar skills for this game. I think those will come in handy. I have the Sonosphere Torch and the Taga Spore Hammer just for those as well. I have a Balarax Sash Brush, which is for archaeology, and then I have a very bad Incando Hatchet. The next thing I need to make, I think, is whatever the best Matic is. I think it's the Matic of Time and Space, and so that's going to be the next one on the list for the best in slot skilling stuff. In addition to that, I have both of these skilling scriptures. I have the Scripture of Beck, which is for use for farming clue scrolls, and then I use the Scripture of Validus when I was going for 120 all. This is very, very helpful. You get like little boosts of XP when you're paying attention, and you click these little things that spawn up. It's very nice. I really like that one a lot. I have a Brooch of a God. So I'm not sure how this is going to work once all the MTX items are out, because this thing is primarily for like portable skill stations or something like that. So I definitely want to see what they end up doing and how they rework the Brooch of the Gods. I have the Artificer's Measure. This thing is such a slept-on item. It's super good. It took a long time for me to want to like actually go ahead and make it, but it is fantastic for Croesus. I love this thing a lot. And then I got the brand new Ring of Vitter. I use these for heist as well. Fantastic little item. I'm happy to have it. It's a +5 for thieving success rate and hunter success rate. It's pretty freaking cool. I like that they introduced those types of things. I want to see more of that going forward. Outside of that, these are just the things I use for potions. I have this row of shame right now, which is all these portables and all this shit, all these proteins. I don't use them. I haven't really used them since going for 120 all, and honestly, even when I was going for 120 all, the skilling methods were just better than using proteins for the things I wanted to do. So it wasn't really a big incentive for me to use a bunch of them. But I got a lot. I got a lot of them joints. So we'll see where we ended up going with those. These are my overloads. My overload brewing station. This way, if I gotta make some potions or I gotta make some adrenaline potions or anything like that, or aggression potions, I can go ahead and just pop those bad boys in there. I most use herbs for those. Got some Aventine, Arbuck, Torstals, Dwarf Weeds, Cantines, all the things you need. Every single herb, baby. I got that ganja. Let me talk to you. Easy stuff. Outside of that, I think Sapphire. I think these aren't. I think these were originally NTX items, but they're no longer. I think you can get these in game too as drops. So those are probably not going away. But pretty happy about those. And as you can see, like some of these things have shifted over because I've taken things out over time, and it's just how it is, right? This is where I keep my divine charges as well because I use it for stuff like that. I'm not sure why I keep them here, but I definitely do. And then I got my beautiful charm collection. So I got 5,000 green charms and 3,000 gold charms. For these, I haven't really been keeping these. I've been destroying them with the charming imp. I haven't collected these in years, but I do keep my blue charms and my crimson charms of 159,000. I didn't even know I had this many. 159,000 crimson charms, dude. That's insane. And then as well, I have 33,000 of these beautiful blue charms. And then these are from, I think these are from those little next items. Not too bad. They're little neat things. But I'm really happy about that. That's been over the last few years, several years when I was going for that one. And I'm glad I was able to use, I think I used around like 30,000 blue charms to get 120 summoning. And that was very fun. Additionally, I have my dragon darts. I did dragon darts for a little bit of time while I was going for 120 fletching. And I just made a bunch of those. It's crazy. 45,000 dart tips was not 5.7 mil. That's crazy. Huge loss on that one. And these are actually the broad arrows I used to get the 99 fletching many years ago. And yeah, I just never got rid of them. I just kept them. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then down here we got, well, there's a bunch of stuff in here, but the main things that I look at here is obviously the random master completionist cave that I have unfortunately no real use for. Even the physical item does me nothing because there's no real perk to having this thing out. I wish I had a reason to wear this master completionist cape. It's nothing but a giant flex item, and I wish that it provided buffs as opposed to just that. It's the best in slot defensive cape. It's a really decent cape, but when it comes to like the Zuck cape and stuff like that, I don't really need it. So I wish it had more PvE related things to it, and we'll see in the future if they ever buff these. Outside of that, I got some arc stuff in here. I got 1,430 of these stupid little combat training dummies from MTX over the years. Dude, it's crazy how much shit you get in here. I never use these. I just kind of let them stack up because I got tired of destroying them. And then, yeah, I got a couple dummies. I never use these dummies. I just had them stacked. They're just taking up bank space, to be very honest. These divine box traps, these stupid little fucking divine rocks, never use them. Absolute garbage. But yeah, I'm glad those things are going away because I'll never have to see them again. But I'm worried how it's going to shift my bank around. I should definitely swap those out and get those taken care of. Here are those Incando hatchets that I was building. I currently have 2 fully built ones, which is kind of neat. I'm really happy about that. We'll see how those end up going. I have some enchanted maps. I try to do those every single day, but I just haven't. I'm lazy, dude. I'm really lazy when it comes to a ton of stuff. But that's pretty much my ceiling tab, man. There's nothing really else in here that's very nifty or handy, but like, yeah, that's pretty much it. This is this big ceiling tab over the years that I'm actually kind of glad that I started to invest in it. It's really nice. I think something I would like to get this year is a dark facet of grace, which is increases the porter storage up to 2,000, especially before I start doing the archaeology grind, because you get so many porters that get used up, and that would be a great way to expand those archaeology trips. Now this is just a random junk tab. I gotta get rid of this one. This used to be my archaeology tab that is now just garbage tab. And this is my clue scroll tab. This tab, I've recently gotten the clue scrolls, and it's been kind of a mess. I do my best to try and keep up with the big dogs, but I am the smallest fish on the yard, dude. Terrible. But this is my small little clue tab. I currently have a maximum of 256 elites, 9 masters, and 242 hearts, and I do not stack clues because I cannot do it. I cannot stack clue scrolls. There's no way on God's green earth am I able to have that level of restraint. If I see a chocolate bar, I'm gonna eat it. It's crazy. But outside of that, dude, clue scrolls have been pretty fun. I've been doing them a little bit more often, and I'm getting a little fast with them, averaging like maybe 7 elites an hour, bro. Look out! I'm pretty speedy Gonzalez with it. And then this is my miscellaneous clue items, quest items that I use. I kept these just in case I would ever need them again, because it's a pain in the ass to get some quest items. But yeah, I have the defenders in here, RP defenders, bro. I don't use those things anymore. And then that's pretty much it for this one. Now this next tab is my merch tab. So these are items I just kind of collect over the years, and a lot of tokens and stuff like that. I keep these as like my little holiday and like my cosmetics and like just merching items as well. Like I just hold on to things that I don't really think are worth selling at the moment, and like you never know when something will pop off. I think it's one of those like crazy old man doomsday shelter type shit. It's nothing like actually, I don't know, I doubt these stupid ass little glacial bows would be worth anything in the future, but you never know. No one thought party hats were going to be worth something. Now look at them. But I keep a bunch of this random stuff in here. I think the most expensive things I have in here right now are my Catalyst Reflect Cosmetic abilities and the Catalyst Snapshot abilities. Those are things from the RuneScape's first leagues, and I kept those. I have some of these things from the Christmas event, which is the Chaotic Berserk Cosmetic, and a Chaotic Assault and Warp Touch of Death Cosmetics. I think those will be worth a little bit more in the future. But yeah, those are pretty much it. I don't have any other really expensive tokens. I have one Captain Deathhook's Phantom Hook. I don't know where that one came from, but yeah. I have a bunch of Brawler gloves from the Wilderness Flash events, and I kind of just keep them in here because I think they look cool, and maybe one day I'll use them, but that's just the main reason why I end up keeping them in here. It's not too bad. I do my best to try and keep some level of organization here, but I really do. But I recently got into merching this year, and I'm going to tell you guys pretty much, like, I think I've made around 6 bill this year in merching. And I'm very proud of that because I used to be a horrible mercher. And I know a lot of people use merching to make money on this passively. And it's pretty much how I've been doing it passively over the, because like, I'll show you guys and I'll give you screenshots on the screen of like the types of merch that I was doing. I don't want to give too much information out because unfortunately merching is a competitive thing. And if I give you guys my merches, I'm going to end up not being able to merch it because it's really hard to find merches. And once you find a little gold nugget, you want to keep the little gold nugget. So, but I will tell you like how I did it. It pretty much essentially, what you end up doing is you're looking for an item on a GE. You buy it low, buy it high. You buy it low, sell it high. See what the gap is of income between it, and see if you can work with that amount in between there with a little bit of starting cash. And that's it. And then from there, like, you can just think of items that like people may be using, people might be using, and stuff like that. So that you start buying those items, and like maybe they'll sell later. And I got lucky. Like, I'm not gonna tell you like it's not skill, it's fucking luck. Or how much money I made from flipping. It's pretty cool. It's just like RuneScape's little stock market, and I don't like gambling with my actual money, but I'll definitely gamble with in-game money. I have the black yo-yo here that we got from the advent calendar, which I thought was pretty cool. My beautiful Catalyst Iron Trophy, it's bigger than yours, and I was really, really, really happy to get that little thing done. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of leagues, I definitely wanted a trophy from that. And now here it is, sitting eternally in my bank untouched. I got 3 yellow Santa hats because I fucking was doing my daily spins, and I got 4 of them. I was like, no way, I got 4 of these things. They're not really worth much money right now. I think they're worth like maybe 127 mil is not accurate. I think they're worth around like 80 mil right now. I gave away one to a friend of mine because he likes collecting Santa hats, and he's my sweet little Pookie, so he needed to get one, so I dropped him off one of those. And yeah, that's pretty much my little merch tab. I keep these bad boys in here over time, and yeah, this was a random junk tab. Now these are my invention perks. These are ones I keep a large amount of. I think I have some duplicates of good ones. I'm pretty sure I had a Relentless 5 C4 eventually of one of these, or like an extra Scab 4. But I do keep a lot of these bad boys in here. I could get rid of probably a good chunk of these. I don't know if I'll ever use them, but I just keep them in case I'm like I need to train something or something like that. But that's pretty much it. There's not much else to show in this one. And then this is my farming tab for my player-owned farms. I'm currently going for all the breeding logs for trim, and these are not my animals. Apparently, there's like almost like 2 bill in just untradeable shit in this tab. But these are not all my animals. I think I've bought some of them, but a lot of these were lent out to me from the community. I was streaming, and some people were like, "You need some animals, you need some animals." And I fucking love that because people are just being nice. And I really appreciate that. It's helped me a ton. I've gotten a lot of logs knocked out because of that. So I'll happily return these once we were finished up with them. And I got screenshots to know who to give things back to. But yeah, these are all my player-owned farm animals. I've been slowly working through them, and that's been a lot of fun. Now let's take a look at the big PVM tab. This is my bread and butter, the tab I probably spend my most time in. And not gonna lie, dude, this is the most expensive tab in the bank, hands down, clocking in at 21.8 billion gold flat, and you can definitely see the stuff that I got going on here. And I can tell you right now, this is definitely worth more than what is being price checked in the wealth evaluator, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But let's go starting with the top left. I got my familiars. I have some Ripper demons, Calgarian demons, Blood Reavers, and some Hellhounds. Blood Reavers have been nuked into oblivion, nerfed into oblivion, and so they are no longer useful. But I do have Calgarians and Rippers. These bad boys I use and farm out myself from Slayer, and it's really easy to keep the upkeep on that one. The only thing I buy is it ends up being the scrolls. I have a couple Nihils for the random niche reason, and I might need it. I have my rune pouches here. I think I'm going to end up buying a couple more because I want to optimize my rune order. That way I have the most use out of all my pouches and save a little bit of inventory space as well. I have a bunch of runes. I used to have all these above 100k each, but over the year I've burned through so many runes. I think I probably burned through like maybe like 2 million water runes and maybe like 500,000 blood runes. It's crazy. I've burned through so many runes this year. I got my arrows and stuff for range. I recently got into it. Got 4 quivers. Got all my books here. Nice to line up every single book in the game. We have the Description of a Masket, Jazz, When, Full, and we have a Eleanor's Grimoire. Bad boy, love this thing. Favorite book in the game. I have a Zero Margo's Nexus, which requires 100 kills at Warcraft to upgrade. I also have the Devourer's Nexus that we get from a Masket. I don't use Necromancy often, but I've been slowly learning how to use this because I want more damage from the Ghost. I have the Meteorite Cannonballs. I'm going to be burning through these bad boys. I had 100k of them, but as I've been going through and doing more Slayer, I've actually been using a lot more Cannonballs more lately, and it is a pretty noticeable buff for these Cannonballs, dude. It's pretty amazing. I love them a lot. And then I have every single upgraded cannon. The one, I have the Odak Coil, the Kinetic Cyclone. I have a Dwarven Siege Engine as well. This bad boy right here is my bread and butter. I love this cannon. Fantastic item. Highly recommend it. And then now going into my EOFs, I have 8 of these things. I have one with a Death Guard. I have one with a Gloomfire bow. I have a Eldritch crossbow in here. I have a Legatus Ember Staff, as well as a Venera's Mercy, a Saren God bow, a Armado Battle Staff, and a Guthix Staff. The one that I use the most is definitely going to be the Legatus Ember Staff because I'm a mage boy. I love this staff a lot. I wish I could use the Armado Battle Staff a little bit more, but unfortunately it is a little too niche to get the very good use of it. My favorite one to use, hands down, is the Saren God bow. The Saren God bow is such a very fun ultimate ability to end up using and special attack to use. I'm very delighted when I get to use it. It's fun to see all those big fat numbers drop down on the target that you are killing. Now, each of these ones, they all have their own individual value. Each EOF is around like 240 mil, but the weapon, the special attack and the weapon goes away, right? So the Gloomfire bow, when I bought it, was 400 mil, and then when I bought the Eldritch crossbow, this thing was 1.8 bill, and then the Legatus Ember Staff was 600 mil. The Venera's Mercy I got for free because I got it as a heist drop. This bad boy was valued at 1.7 bill at the time of when I got it, and then additionally to that, I got the Saren God bow. That was actually a gift from my bad fucking boy Val, my homeboy. I love him. He has been a fantastic help to me, and he gave me a Saren God bow a couple years ago because I was trying to get into PVM, but I just was not getting lucky, and thankful for his friendship that he gave me a Saren God bow. I was able to get into PVM, make a little bit more money myself, and that was fantastic. And I kept that Saren God bow until I got an upgrade for it, which is the Bow of the Last Guardian. I recently just got that, so I finally threw it into a EOF with his. When he let me go ahead and do that. I asked him if he wanted it back, and he said just fucking do what you got to do with it. So I appreciate him a lot for that. And you're gonna find that a lot of the money that I've made this year is truly from community. People just honestly just gave me money. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of donations from my Twitch community and from my YouTube community. And I think I got a total of around 6 bill, maybe like 5 bill in total. When I was going for my my very first party hat this year, which was a black party hat. And I got a lot of money from people doing that because I wanted to contribute to the goal. And you're actually looking at the black party hat now because I did not keep it. I didn't keep it because I didn't end up liking it. I thought it was a pretty niche item, and I just was not a big fan of keeping it. Plus, I was fucking broke. I had no money, but I had a stupid little hat on, and it wasn't necessarily something I wanted to end up keeping. So I ended up selling it. It was like 13.5 bill when I sold it, and it enabled me to buy a lot of the stuff I wanted for best in slot, and I'm showing you right now, and it's been pretty fucking cool to be able to get all these things here. And now we have the Reaver's Ring, and we have all the upgraded rings here. I use these all the time. Now I have my weapon row here, which is fantastic. I'm very, very proud of this one. I have a Fractured Staff here with I have a sharded Fractured Staff Armadillo with a Aurora die. The Aurora die was a gift from someone in stream. I was really appreciated. They wanted to give me a die for my staff, and I was really appreciative of that. I got a Roar of Awakening. I have 2 of them I have a War of Awakening, which is my main hand. I have and a Ode of Deceit, which is my offhand. I have one for Slayer, which has Crumbing 4, and I have one for PVM, which has Lunging 4, Eruptive 2. I bought a Tumikin's Light for 2.2 bill. I think when I bought it. I use this bad boy all the time for Slayer. It is a very fun weapon to use. I use it for some things that for PVM as well, and I love this thing. It's super cool, and I have Eruptive 4. I have a bunch of perks on it as well. I love this item a lot. It's very fun to use. The EZK, I love this bad boy as well. This guy has a shard on it too. It has a soul die, which was also a gift from a viewer. I love this weapon a lot. They did a really good job with upgrading it. It's level 20 now as well. I have sharded dark shards of Lang. These also are tier 100 with the shard upgrades, and they're nothing too special. I use them sometimes, but not necessarily nearly as much. I have a augmented Zero's Godslord for the special attack, and a Masterwork Spear of Annihilation, along with a Death Guard. I don't have these guys sharded, mainly because I don't use Necromancy enough to want to shard them. It costs a lot of money, so I haven't really took the time to want to shard these. The only time I use these bad boys typically is when I'm farming out Brazil for money, and I will probably not end up keeping these for much. I'll probably end up sharding them later in time, but I'm not sure if I want that. Now, this is almost best in slot gear. Only thing I'm missing really is the Devourer's Guard, but I'm going to also... Before we get into that, though, my total best in slot stuff, we have a Bow of Last Guardian here. I recently got this. Was the most recent addition to it, and this has been a lot of fun to use. I actually quite enjoy using it, but range is so convoluted and so precise that it's not necessarily the funnest combat style to use, because I spend more time looking at my freaking ability bar, my buffs, than playing the game, and I play this game a lot. It's really hard for me to keep track of all the stuff in there, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. I have a Hex Hunter bow that I use for some Slayer tasks, and it also has the enhanced effect where it increases the base damage by an initial 5%. This thing is fantastic. It's like a tier 107 weapon against magic targets that are susceptible to magic, and it's fantastic. I really like this one a lot. It's a very fun weapon to use when you do get to use it. In addition to that, I have Blightbound crossbows in case crossbows ever make a freaking comeback. I hope they do sometime, because I swear to God, I've not touched these crossbows in years outside of Greco swapping, and that's just when you use it for a swap for extra adrenaline. So it's kind of a bummer that these things don't matter anymore, but we'll see, maybe in the future, right? Now, going into our gear, I have trimmed Masterwork armor here. I have 2 sets of legs, one for Slayer, because this thing is I need to get it custom fitted so that I cannot get degraded on Slayer task. And in addition to that, we have the Vestments of Havoc, which is fantastic. Best in slot melee, best in slot crossbows here with fleeting boots. I have Elite Tectonic Barrows dyed. I don't know why I poop dyed these, but I did. I think it looks pretty fire though, not gonna lie. Next, we have Crypt Bloom. I have 2 pieces of Crypt Bloom. One of these was a drop that I just ended up keeping, and so I have one for PVM and I have one for Slayer, because this one has Scav 4 on it. Scavenging 4 is fantastic for extra components when you're doing just doing combat stuff. It is really nice. And then I have the full set as well. And then I have full Tumikin's Resplendence, which is fantastic. One of the best magic set in the game, and it is really good. I love this combat style so much. It's such a cool little armor set here. I'm really proud of how it ended up coming out being, and I think it's just phenomenal. I love it a lot. Then we have the full custom fit Masterwork magic hat, along with the augmented custom fit Masterwork magic robe top. Fantastic little piece of weaponry and armor here. I use these for Slayer all the time because it doesn't degrade on Slayer tasks, which is fantastic. I use it all the time, especially over the last few weeks. I have full Necromancer when I do decide to do some necromantic activities, and then we have ourselves full Elite Dracolich. Very proud of that one. Fantastic. And then I have a bunch of necklaces here, as well as weirdly enough, over the years, I have accumulated myself a full lucky set of Divine Spirit Shields, dude. Isn't that crazy? That's insane to me that I have these over the years, but I actually quite like them. They look nice in the bank. I do keep them for that. I have a bunch of nipples here. These are Dread Nips. You get them from the Dominion Tower, and they're fantastic to use for certain Slayer tasks and other things as well. I have some combat dummies. You use these for pre-building and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I have a bunch of miscellaneous gloves down here, too. I have some enhanced care pack wrist wraps. I have my gloves here, my enhanced gloves of passage, my enhanced nightmare gauntlets, as well as cinder banes. And then down here we have base armors, tank armors. These are just miscellaneous armors I want. I have the full set of Acto Terralift and like full all the raids armors. I got that unlocked this year, but I keepsake some of them, so that's why this bit down here is not completed. I want to add them into the keepsake box. I want to get these filled up again, so I'm going to keep doing raids. I'm still missing a couple pets from there, so I'm going to be going to raids continuously from there. I have a bunch of Wilderness Slayer cards, which I need to just end up using because I don't know if they're ever going to be used again. They're probably going to be gone along with the MTX removal of stuff, so I got to get rid of these things. And in addition to that, man, it's honestly been a very, very good year. I believe my bank value started at around 15 bill at the beginning of 2025, and we are ending and beginning 2026 with a bank of 34 billion. Very, very happy about that, and it's been fantastic. But my total value is not only estimated from that, because you have to remember, I have these weapons all tier 100. So that's what this 2.2 bill, not sharded. 1.7 bill, 1.7 bill. So I have 5 weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 things sharded. And so that was like another like about 8 bill? About 6, 7 bill. So that's a lot, dude. So it's worth a little bit more than that 34 bill, that bill mark in there. And in addition to that, inside of my gigantic keepsake box. So my keepsake box is where I keep all of my cosmetics and stuff like that. I collect a lot of obscure shit over the years, and I like throwing them just straight into the box, dude. It's a lot of fun to have. I have a bunch of dyed items. I think in total I have around 20 dyed items, and I'm really, really happy about them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Aurora dyed items. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 soul dyed items. 1, 2, 3, 4 barrels dyed items. 1, 2, 3 ice dyed items, and 1, 2 shadow dyed items. So those in itself, the shadow dyes and the ice dyes is 5. And those were like 1.2 to 1.3 bill each at the time when I bought them. And so those were really expensive. And that adds up to itself in that. And then as well, I have a festive Aurora party hat that I just, Santa hat that I just bought recently. That was like 1.1 bill. And then in addition to that, I keep a lot of random things here. I have my Master Max cape in my bank in case I ever lose comp again. Now I can just go ahead and just wear that, rock that bad boy as well. I have my full second age armor, which I really, really like. I use it all the time. And then I have a range top as well, because I like the range top, how that looks too. And as well as keeping some of my Acto Terralith armors in here. These are fantastic. I use these all the time. I think they look kind of cool. And it took a very long time for me to get them. I'm pretty proud about them, and I wear them all the time, man. I think it's one of the coolest looking armors in the game, and I really wish the armor direction maintained something like this. But I think Jagex got a little lost in what they wanted to do. The intentions were nice. The intentions were there, but they just didn't know how to execute it. Some of my favorite non-tradable things in here are definitely my Duelist cap. I love this cap a lot. I got it like 4 years ago, and it's still one of my favorite items today, and it's literally the icon inside of my profile picture here on YouTube. I love it. I think it's a very cool hat, and it took me a whole week to get this bad boy, just killing myself nonstop. It was fantastic. I also have my Lord Marshal's hat, which is from this very old mini game called Conquest, I believe. And I don't know how I ended up getting one, but I did. And I'm very proud about getting that one, man. I have an old Boogie Bow. This was an item, I think, that when MTX was first introduced to the game. I love cosmetics. I love overrides because I think it gives you a level of control about how your character can look and feel. And I just remember getting a bunch of these things over the years. And it's just quite nice. Not sure why I have slave shirt and robe. I think I wanted to be distressed and emo at one time, but we ended up keeping it. And then those are some of my favorite items in here, man. On top, so of course, I have my favorite weapons that I have inside here are my beautiful Soul Wand and Singularity. These bad boys are amazing. I love these guys a lot, and it's fantastic. But yeah, these are some of my favorite things I have unlocked, as well as getting my Vanquisher armor set this year. This has been a very, very fun grind. You have to get yourself a bunch of boss kills in the game to unlock these ones. I'm still slowly working on it as I'm still grinding towards insane final boss, but it's been slowly a little slow journey because I've gotten a little busy over the last few months, but it's been fantastic. And then over the years, I've bought and I've like just accumulated a ass load of cosmetics, and I got a lot of them, dude. Overhaul the things, and as well as I have a bunch of animations. I have almost every single walk animation that there's offered in the game. I've bought like all the tokens, so these bad boys have run me a ton of money. I got a couple of these for the Christmas event last year, and I think my favorite one to use is the Ranger Roll, the Zombie Walk, and the Bloodthirster. And also, you know what? The happy one. Sometimes I just want to be a little joyful. These are fun to use. And then as well, I have a ton of combat animations. I have almost every single one. I bought a bunch when they were on sale from the Cosmetic Mega Sale. And I've bought a bunch of the um, ability scrolls as well. Because I like customizing my character, man. After playing the same game for 20 years, dude, I like customizing my character. I like looking a little different sometimes. Now, right before I end the video, I did not mention how I made most of my money this year. I'm just doing a Rune Slayer task, and we're just going to talk about it while I'm killing these bad boys, hunting that beautiful Keftsi scroll. And the way I made a lot of my money this year was through PVM and flipping, like I mentioned earlier. Again, I made around like 5 bill flipping throughout the entire year, and that was not quick. That was one, luck, and then two, it was just like consistently flipping and checking the merches. And like whenever I realized I had like 500 mil, 300 mil, and like extra cash, I, instead of letting it sit in my coin pouch, I just decided like, let me try to see if this item works, see if this item works. And eventually I found ones that worked for me, and it was great. Only tip I can give you really is look at skilling supplies. Look at stuff that people need to skill at the higher levels, see what people need to use all the time, no matter the level. Those are probably the most consistent items, and that make me a lot of money. So just take a look at those, and you'll be good to go. And then when it comes to PVM, I made way more money this year doing PVM stuff because I was just playing more. I started actually focusing on streaming and playing, making YouTube videos this year, which I'm actually incredibly grateful for. We started the year on YouTube at like 500 subscribers, and then in March, or like whenever RuneFest was, I hit 1,000 subs, and by the end of the year, on the very last day of the year, we were at 4,887 subscribers, dude. I cannot stress and be more grateful than your guys' support, because the reality is, when it comes to making YouTube content and it comes to being a content creator, this is probably, I wouldn't be anything without y'all's support when in that space. And I really, really appreciate it. I got into the partnered program with RuneScape itself, like the entire, like the game, dude. I'm like, I have showed up on the This Week in RuneScape like 7 times this year from the YouTube videos, and I have made it into the top 0.8% of Twitch streamers on Twitch for streaming RuneScape. I cannot believe that more than anything else. I really appreciate it, and that was honestly the dream and the goal, because I started this YouTube channel to promote my live streams, because I was like, you know, I want people to come by and hang out, because I enjoy being entertaining and yapping and just having a good time playing the game that I like to play, and you guys have really provided me that. And to do that, right, to make content for for the YouTube channel or for when I'm streaming, was I was doing a lot of PVM. That's where the Final Boss series came out of, and I ended up making like a total of around maybe like 15-ish to 12 bill from PVM in total, maybe. And I don't have the exact numbers because I don't track all these things. When I get a drop, I sell it most of the time when it comes to the big ones. But I got 4 shards of Genesis this year. I picked up a Devourer's Arm Guard, which was on release, and that bad boy was 4.6 bill itself. The biggest drop of my entire life, dude. I still remember. I lost my mind. That was a really good time on a mask release, and as well just a bunch of miscellaneous common drops from Zamorak before the nerf, from doing a bunch of Sanctum of Rebirth, from doing a ton of AFK grinds and stuff like that. And that's where I've gotten most of that money. I've made probably about like 1 point or maybe like 800 millish from all the Slayer tasks I do for Ultimate Slayer and the Rune Dragon task and stuff like that, and it's just built up over time. And I really, it's been a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the most RuneScape I've ever played in a single year. I've played almost every single day, maybe like an hour or so a day. It got maybe like the longest I haven't played RuneScape was like a week or so. And it's been a lot. And these circumstances were not natural. I broke my foot back in May, and so I was stuck in my house for about 3 months, and I couldn't go anywhere. So I just played a lot of RuneScape and played a lot of video games and started making a lot of content, and that was a huge bulk of where that time came from. So I wouldn't expect someone who's playing the game casually to make this amount of money, especially if it's your first time playing. So I don't want you to get that kind of like skewed reality of like this. I could do this, and it was a lot. And I don't really recommend playing this game that much. I think it's pretty fucked up if you're just honestly just playing this much RuneScape all the time. I think having a little bit of diversity is good for you. But if this is what makes you happy, then I'm not gonna judge you because I'm not the one playing and living your life. But yeah, that was really the bulk of it, and I just want to explain that little nitbit in there. I'm editing the video right now, and I want to make sure that I explained how I ended up making most of this cash and be as transparent as I possibly could with you guys because I want to provide a transparent picture with that. If you were interested in the YouTube statistics and the Twitch statistics for how much I made this year, I'm pretty transparent with the finances when it comes to that because I think people get a little confused when it comes to how much money content creators on in this space, especially with a very niche content of like RuneScape or making gaming videos or whatever game you want to play. It could be a little bit hard to find actual numbers of how much you make. And this year, from 2025, from just January 1st, 2025 to December 31st of 2020, by the end of the year, full 365 days, I made about 2,000 US dollars on YouTube, and then on Twitch, I made around $1,900 on Twitch from ad revenue and from subscriptions mostly. I don't have a donation button set up on Twitch because I feel like that takes a little bit of the I'm just doing this for fun type of mentality to I'm fishing for fucking money reality. I like people when they subscribe because I can provide them value for that subscription. When you donate money, I feel like I can't really provide more than what I'm providing already. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking be your dance monkey, dog. Just because you give me a $5, you know what I mean, buy me a coffee. But I will provide you a better experience if you subscribe to the channel because you're now not getting ads, and that's like 15 minutes of the entire broadcast. I need to make sure that I'm providing entertainment, because at the end of the day, that when you're streaming and making content nowadays, it really is being entertaining and being entertainment, and that's really something I've pushed pretty hard on the entire time. And this is the next big year. My goals for this year are going to be definitely going towards getting 120. Definitely my goals for this year are going to hit 10,000 subs on YouTube, and I also want to play more video games as well that aren't just RuneScape. You're going to probably see those if you chime in for the live streams. I'm currently playing through Red Dead Redemption 2 right now, one of the best games ever made, and I'm going to be trying to play a little bit more single-player games, but I'm not abandoning RuneScape because I can't. I love playing this game. I play this game a lot. So that's not going away. The YouTube videos aren't going away. YouTube live streams aren't going away, but I am going to diversify a little bit more because I would love to grow more as a creator, because I firmly believe that I am a streamer or a content creator that plays RuneScape. I don't want to be a RuneScape streamer or Twitch streamer. You know what I mean? I want to be a guy that just makes videos. I've always just been a dude with a microphone, and I want to maintain that. So I appreciate everybody coming by, watching the shorts, watching the streams on YouTube or Twitch, subscribing to the channel, becoming a channel member, becoming a Twitch subscriber. All of you guys mean the world to me. Just the guys that just doing content, saying hello to me in game, joining Discord, all those things, because like those are really really important to me. It's a lot of work that I've put in over the last year, and those things and the value of my account and the actual achievements I've had on my account are really a credit to you guys, and also to motivates me to keep doing it, and I appreciate it. And let's go for another big year. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. Hope you have a very fantastic new year, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Hope you learned something new today. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all the fun stuff. Let me know the value of your banks or what you overall think about, I don't know, anything, man. I'll just love to chat with you in the comments. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.